Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Man of Thought. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about the newest update from the EFCC Chairman, Mr. Olanipekun Olukoyede. The recent update they have on the Yahoo Boys. So, Yahoo Boys, if you are a Yahoo Boy, sit tight because I will be debunking and exploring the information from Mr. Olanipekun Olukoyede, the EFCC Chairman, on your own entrepreneurship skill, which is Yahoo Entrepreneur. Secondly, I will be talking about Mr. Jollof's wife suing VeryDarkMan. We are going to have a lot of questions thinking to do on this particular conversation, so I want to give out an insight, and out of it I would also like to hear your comments, your analysis also, so we can rub minds together and look into this 500 million naira sue that everyone is now suing VeryDarkMan. It seems as if there's an association of 500 million naira team club who are focusing on VeryDarkMan at the moment. And lastly, we will talk about Bobrisky that decided to japa and has been caught and has been in the FCID. They've transferred him from the immigration and right now is in the police custody. What will be the things that the police are going to be doing about it and the investigation? And before he appears to the House of Rep, what is the next abracadabra that we think that our government, our House of Representatives, the godfather of Bobrisky himself, what new stunts did they have to distract us again from getting to the root of this issue, apart from the balablu and bulaba that they've been doing for quite some time? So sit back. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, like and share. It is important you subscribe first. Subscribe if you haven't. Let's dive into today's subject. In the recent conference that was held by the Nigerian, I don't know who they are, but it involves the governor, the senators, all this House of rep of House and all this kind of people make a decision to have a conference yesterday, and the EFCC chairman was actually part of them, who had some moment to have his own speech. And Mr. Olanipekun Olukoyede spoke for over 16 minutes 47 seconds or 16 minutes 47 seconds, and within the period of time he addressed certain issues with the Yahoo Boys and what are the plans of the EFCC. When he started the conversation, out of the 16 minutes 47 seconds, he kept greeting, yes, the excellency sir, the great governor of Kano, governor of Igbo, governor of Anambra, God, governor of everything, God of Father, God of Son, and God of the Holy Spirit. In fact, it took about 11 minutes that he used in greeting the whole world. At the end of the day, he opened his mouth to address the issue he wanted to address. And then he said they are going to be cracking down on some of the Yahoo Boys because there are a lot of things that are affecting the Nigeria. In fact, he stated it clearly that one of the things that Nigerians are losing funds to is also through the Yahoo Boys. That means Yahoo Boys in the economy of Nigeria, we lost over $500 million in our economy this year. And I was surprised, like, why is it that whenever we want to talk about the currency of Nigeria as an economy, why must we address it with dollar? Please, if you have any understanding, let me know, because why are we not proud of our naira and we must always make it equivalent to dollar? Then he spoke about certain incidents he had with a 70-year-old boy, which I don't know if I should play the video for you guys to listen to. And
my encounter and my experience in the course of my work with a 70-year-old young Nigerian who was arrested for cybercrime. And I took interest in him and I engaged him. Why do you do this? I brought him to us. Why do you do this? And he told me because there's no alternative. He had to pay his school fees, a 100-year level student. And so I just wanted to demonstrate, I wanted him to demonstrate his acumen, his proficiency. And I gave him my laptop. How do you do this? A young man. By the way, he's not even studying science. He's studying history. But you need to see the proficiency. He opened my system, and without giving him my password, he decoded my system. And I was there, shocked. I mean, this is not funny. That shows the skills that we have in Nigeria. And that was what informed this. This job can't be left to EFCC alone. It's a collective responsibility. And before you could say that, he said, sir, which bank do you use? I said, no, I'm not going to tell you that. Don't come and demonstrate that in my office. Because the right was ready to probably go into my account and, he said, look, you will see me now, I'll move money from one account to another. And I said, no, don't do that. It's enough. I just want to know how proficient you are.
In the video, he said The 17-year-old boy that he caught up with was in 100 level, and he brought him to his office. He had interest in the guy, and then the guy opened the laptop of Mr. Olanipekun Olukoyede, and the 17-year-old guy requested for his account number, but he did not open it to the guy, or he did not give it to the guy. And in my mind I did another one. So these days you are selecting the people that you will be interested in their cases. A 17-year-old guy that decided that he was going to move money from one account to another, that's the person you are interested in his case. The average Yahoo boys, what have we done to make a change within the country to stop actually the Yahoo boys, so that we can have strong mouths to tell Yahoo boys not to do Yahoo anymore, which I do not encourage it. In fact, I have been against Yahoo for a very long time. But reality check, when he said that the EFCC are above or ahead of Yahoo boys, that is a bloody lie. And the reason why I think it's a bloody lie was basically because when I was in jail early this year, around March 2024, even inside jail, boys are still cashing out. And I'm like, these boys were brought in by the EFCC and the law enforcement for fraudulent act, yet they are able to find phone through, some people in the prison system. And they are still cashing out money. They have people outside that are helping them collect the money. They are doing their chatting, girlfriend, dating, all kinds of things in the prison. So in a nutshell, you may be apprehending them, but you are not making the change. And in fact, no change is happening. Let me give you guys a little bit of story. When I was 18 years old, I was a web designer, a web developer in networking, and I used to be a software programmer, which I still do till now, but it's no more important. Any skill where you learn for anything becomes useless at the end of the day in Nigeria. So I realized that Yahoo is bigger than what most of the EFCC are actually thinking. Because there was a time I was going as an engineer also to network and to do web development for a particular organization around Igondo area, Axis at that time. And then this particular man has expensive furnitures they were selling. The furnitures, in fact, you might not even see anyone who would have the money to be able to buy these expensive furnitures. But inside the office, I realized after I started working with the man to help design websites and to do some things, I realized this particular man had some boys inside that place, inside the office. While the place outside of the office looks very corporate, but within inside the office, oh boy, Yahoo plus Yahoo this, Yahoo. They are young boys who are actually collecting then they call it SMTP and the rest of it that they were using at that particular time. After when I was 20 years old and I was at Lekki, I was into barbing and I was opening some kind of things and I was working. I also met with some people in Lekki, and the man that I was also helping to do his networking and web development, the man took me into a part in what they call it, Apapa. And I realized that most of all these Lebanese that are car dealers in Apapa area, most of them also are Yahoo boys. So people are using importation and exportation to do Yahoo. They are doing Yahoo on everything, anyhow, anywhere. So it got me thinking, when the EFCC chairman thinks he knows anything about Yahoo, to God who made me, you are still on the fundamental level. Yahoo boys are ahead. And in fact, if you're thinking that you are ahead of Yahoo boys, ask yourself, why do we have millions of Yahoo boys, and how many of your officers do we have? And if you have been to prison before, you will realize that there are many Yahoo boys inside of prison. And I'm not just saying they came in because they were Yahoo boys. I mean the ones who are actually making money doing Yahoo inside the prison. They say the only true friend you have in life is hunger. Somebody would ask why? Because even when you are broke, it will never leave you. And the Nigerian youth do not believe if police or the EFCC is their friend. So if we cannot fix the economy, how can we solve this particular magnanimous incidents of Yahoo? In a nutshell, he only said they are going to be cracking down more on the Yahoo, and they are trying to work hard to make sure that probably the economy of the country, where they can use the skills of the Yahoo boys to do good things. So probably most Yahoo boys should be expecting job from the EFCC, since the man has actually made up his mind that he wants to take advantage of your skill and put it in a legal way. So maybe we are going to have Yahoo Boys Entrepreneurs Association of Global whatever. Oga we no catch Yaya Bello. Yaya Bello is still working till date. He was greeting the excellency, the governor, the this, the that, and I'm like, ufutu fete, ojo keji oja. In a nutshell, the EFCC chairman said nothing. That's exactly what I want to share with you. On the new case of Mr. Jollof, who tried to sue VeryDarkMan, now Jollof wife now sue VeryDarkMan now for 500 million. The thing is now drawing everybody's attention. Wow, 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 like siren all over Nigeria. Why is it that if anybody wants to sue VeryDarkMan, these people are always looking for 500 million, 500 million, 500 million, 500 million? And I'm like, kilo shele. Well, the incidence of what happened was basically because Jollof abused VeryDarkMan's mother, and VeryDarkMan decided to abuse Jollof's wife, and so she felt like she had nothing to do with it, and so she sued VeryDarkMan for 500 million. But I think the thing is very easy. For Jollof to have insulted VeryDarkMan's mother, VeryDarkMan can only ask his mother to sue Jollof and his wife for, or Mr. Jollof specifically, for 1 billion naira, and so let them start dragging the case. Why? You guys don't used to learn? It's like most of the skills a lot of people are having, they are copying it from Uncle Femi Falana. 500 million naira. But in a nutshell, I think my advice would be to VeryDarkMan to always try to be careful with his statement. Right now that he's trying to work on the NGO stuff, people needs to give VeryDarkMan good advice. VeryDarkMan have some good people around him, and he has some people who are to his best interest. But what VeryDarkMan need is people who can be wise enough to see things right. He's a smart guy, but he needs more smart people around him so he doesn't make more mistakes in life. Which I think on the case of Mr. Jollof, I think VeryDarkMan will be on the upper end according to how I have viewed the whole scenario that happened. The next one, lastly, we want to talk about is Bobrisky. Well, Bobrisky has been taken to the law enforcement and is in the police custody. The question is, what are we expecting from Bobrisky at the moment? I just want to use this moment to hear what Nigerians are thinking that is going to be happening with the issue of Bobrisky. Let us hear your thoughts. Because for me, when it comes to the idea of this Bobrisky, I think it was a stunt to change the narration and the rest of it. And when those people that went to do investigation went to the prison and they were doing interview in the prison within the midst of the warders, and they were interviewing them, I felt like it's just the setup. I think it's just the drama. They are just acting trailer and Netflix right in our life, and that is going to lead to nowhere. Some people are saying Bobrisky actually stayed in prison. The only question is, if Bobrisky actually stayed in prison, why is Bobrisky running? The thing is just too apparent and clear, and it surprises me when people begin to believe the attitude of Bobrisky versus the attitude of the people who were saying we brought in Bobrisky around 10 p.m. and blah blah blah. They look everybody and they laugh. I never know Nigerian warders. They are one of the most competent liars on the surface of this earth. So Minister of Interior / House of Representatives, please do not take all those informations too serious, but try and dig deeper if you are actually looking for the truth. Maybe sometimes I say maybe some godfather is the godfather of the people that are investigating some things. But these days everybody sue everybody, so we have to be careful of what we say. My question to every Nigeria is, what do you think that Bobrisky will be the next move that Bobrisky will take, or the next drama? Because let's forget about justice. The next drama that they will want to unfold for us at the moment. They may say Bobrisky was inside the police custody, and Bobrisky was being flushed through the soccer way, and they are looking for Bobrisky. Nothing is impossible in this country. So please, if you haven't subscribe to the channel. I would just want to hear your thoughts on it. And what do you think the EFCC can actually do to help the Yahoo boys? We are screaming on how difficult the country is. The president keeps increasing the fuel. The hardship is going to a different scale, and they want to catch Yahoo boy. Mr. Olukoyede, may God help you. If you want to support the channel, please, you do support the channel. Like, subscribe, and share to your other people. Thank you all for joining me today. See you in the next one. Adios, amigos. Bye bye for now.
When you are revolutionary and you talk the truth, people will come and slap you down. Then you talk the truth again, they lock you in jail. They never hear anything at all. Then go hear pansa pansa. When you are revolutionary and you talk the truth, people will come and slap you down. Then you talk the truth again, they lock you in jail. They never hear anything at all. then go hear pansa pansa.